Stay frosty and head over to EasyMut.com for the cheapest MUT coins on the market. And when I say cheapest, I mean it. We're talking 1 million coins for around 40 bucks. Use code DIRECTOR for 5% off. Yo, brothers, what's up? It's the Director and Chargers fans. Are the Los Angeles Chargers currently up for sale? Okay, like, my mind is absolutely blown. Per the LA Times, breaking, Dean Spanos' sister has filed a petition in the Los Angeles County Superior Court trying to force a sale of the Chargers. What? On all days for this news to drop? April 1st, Chargers, NFL, LA Times, you expect us to believe this? You expect us to believe that Dean Spanos, a man that a lot of Chargers fans have, quite frankly, a lot of beef with, is on his way out? And on top of that, the potential of the new owner in become Jeff Bezos, everybody, the richest man in the world, may be the new owner of the Chargers. At least there's interest from him in buying an NFL team, and it could be the Chargers. It may be a great fit. This is not an April Fool's joke. As weird as it is to say, and as unlikely of people to believe this on this day, this is no joke. I've done a lot of research. I've been reading up on it, trying to find any, psych in any of the articles, and so far I'm coming up empty. I think this is real. It's being reported by LA Times. It's being reported by a lot of different news outlets, and this could be pretty monumental for the Chargers moving forward. I would say there's some negative consequences, but mostly positive consequences coming forth if this does come to pass. Because a lot of Chargers fans, not a huge fan of the Spanoses, right? We're taking a look. He fired Marty Schottenheimer a ways back, moved the team to LA, leaving a lot of Chargers fans in San Diego pretty upset. I was part of the Save Our Bolts campaign. At least I did a couple of videos in support of that. And a lot of people would consider the Spanos family a little bit cheap when it comes to running a football team. And is that because this team has been family operated for the longest time? Is being a family operated football team something that could ever work? Because what have we seen as Chargers fans since, the beginning of time with this team? One Super Bowl appearance, which was a loss. And as far as long-term success, I don't know, man. What do we have to show for it? So in this video, we're going to go over the details of this possible sale of the Los Angeles Chargers, potential buyer. I would say potential buyer in Jeff Bezos, and what it could mean for the Chargers, and just kind of filling you guys in on what's happening. I can't believe this is happening. At least potentially happening. I can't believe this is news, is what I'm trying to get to. So before we get started, guys, hit us up with a like and sub if you do enjoy this content. The small amount of time you guys take to hit the like, sub, and bell notification helps me out a lot. You guys ready for the new intro? Lights, camera, action. Dean Spanos selling the Chargers and Jeff Bezos possibly buy. Is this not an April Fool's joke? This is how I posted it on Twitter for everybody today, wondering what was going on. I was like, there's no way, right? Like, there's no way that this could be legitimate. But honestly, again, we'll take a look here at the Los Angeles Times. I've skimmed this article so many times, and in no place is there some sort of psych, some sort of April Fool's. They just chose April 1st to break the news to everybody. And honestly, I was like, what a weird April Fool's joke, right? Only Chargers fans will understand this, and only the diehards of the diehards would get it, understand it, and appreciate it. And lo and behold, it seems that it is real. So what's going on? Why is there any talk of the Spanos family selling the Chargers in the first place? Well, a petition by D. Spanos Barbarian, who serves co-trustee of the family trust alongside her brother, alleges the trust debt and expenses exceed $353 million. In addition, according to filing, the trust doesn't have a plan to pay more than $22 million. It has pledged to charities. So in layman's terms, they are in debt. Okay, it seems like the sister came out and kind of exposed the team's financial situation. situation, and they are bleeding money. And of course, this is something that some Chargers fans were talking about a few years back when they were moving away from San Diego. Like, you guys know how much it costs to move an NFL team to a new city? I think the minimum fee, relocation fee by the NFL, is $650 million. So on top of whatever debt that they'd be facing right now, $650 million stacked on top of that. Okay, so that kind of starts to explain things a little bit, right? Would this be a good move for the Chargers? We're going to move into that here in just a second. But it also seems that in 2019, a letter included with the court filing, Dean Spanos vowed his 3 siblings that he would retain an investment bank at the end of 2024 season in an effort to find a new owner. Barbarian contends the situation is too dire to wait at this point. So I'm no legal guy, right? I've never worked at a bank. I don't understand all these terms definitively, but just in my little understanding here, it feels like at some point he wanted to sell the team anyway. He wanted to find a new owner by 2024, and it feels like the sister is trying to push that motion forward quicker. But there's also parts of this article that says that Dean does not want to consider selling the team, that he would rather buy his sister's stake than let any of these motions pass, yada yada. But I don't know if it's 100% in his control anymore. A lot of stuff in this article, I'll post the link in the description for you guys as well, seem very revealing to the Chargers' financial situation right now. I mean, to recap, we've got some crippling debt. It seems like they keep borrowing money as well. They mentioned at one point in the article, they keep borrowing money to pay other banks that they've borrowed money from. That's not a good spiraling black hole to be in if you're an NFL team owner. And if the sister's side of the story is to be believed right now, it just seems like that she foresees like a implosion financially by the Chargers if they don't sell right now, that there's really no way out of the debt. There's really no way out of the financial situation they find themselves in. And she feels like the best course of action right now is to sell the team. Now, of course, the Chargers are a family-owned team. Okay, it's not just her that owns a stake in the team. I think later in this article it did say, I'm going to read this, that Alex Spanos Rule, Michael Spanos, Dean Spanos, and then obviously Dean Barbarian each own 15% of the Chargers. The family trust controls 36% of them, with the remainder owned by the non-family. So they own a lot of the team, right? But the remaining siblings as of right now do own more, and if they wanted to buy her stake in the team, it appears that they could stay owners of the Chargers. And of course, it does seem that the other siblings don't want to sell. It's been a family legacy, like they state here in the article. Alex Spanos purchased the majority of the interest San Diego Chargers for $40 million, and since then it's been passed down to the siblings. But at this point, man, I don't know, dude. It really does feel like the Chargers may be seeing a shift in ownership here in the next few years, maybe sooner. I don't know. These kind of things, in my opinion, just from kind of spectating these sorts of moves, they take a long time. It could be years before any sort of official transaction takes place, but still, if the wheels are in motion, we don't know. Because again, the article does state that the situation's so dire they can't wait till 2024. You guys in the comment section, if I'm misunderstanding anything, let me know. Again, I'm just a fan, just kind of reading into this. I don't have any legal jargon in my mind whatsoever, so we're trying to understand this together. But from my understanding, they want to push this forward sooner than later. Now, as I attested to earlier in the video, Jeff Bezos' name keeps coming up as a potential new owner for the Chargers. Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, may become the Chargers' new owner. How crazy would that be? Actually, let's go back to the article real quick so I can show you guys that little blurb right here. The petition noted reports that Amazon.com founder Jeff Bezos, worth an estimated $180 billion, is interested in becoming an NFL owner, and said the Chargers could be a perfect opportunity. What? You guys know how crazy huge this would be if Jeff Bezos became the Chargers' new owner? You don't think that having an owner as the richest man in the world wouldn't come without perks? Like, there would be perks. There would be huge perks. For one, a lot of Chargers fans were rubbed the wrong way by Dean Spanos, especially after he moved the team away from San Diego. Again, myself included. Do you think this would be enough his firing, his moving away from the organization, would this be enough for some Chargers fans to return to the fold as Bolt fam? And more specifically, I'm asking you guys in the comments section. I know there's a lot of people out there, man. If you were rubbed the wrong way, maybe you keep up with my videos out of curiosity, maybe you're not the biggest Chargers fan anymore. If Dean Spanos was removed from the team, would that be enough for you to come back to the Bolts? And then additionally, if he is replaced with Jeff Bezos, again, the richest man in the world, would that be enticing enough to make the 2-hour drive to Los Angeles to catch the Chargers on the weekends? I have to see, maybe a couple people would be inclined to come back into the fold. So outside of that, though, fans returning, the financial perks would definitely be a lot more obvious, because this team would have some insane financial backing, right? It doesn't mean that we get any more cap space than any other team in the NFL, but the things around the players, the facilities, the training staff, etc., those things are all of a sudden spare no expense. For example, I found an article here showing the Bills' new sports performance center. $18 million it cost to put this sports performance center up, and it seems that Cole Beasley was praising the team's owner for footing the bill. The owners, I should say right here, Terry and Kim Pegula, footed the bill, which was expected to come in at about $18 million. And this is pretty state-of-the-art, man. The players in Buffalo love the environment that they're being put in because of the expenses or because of the investments that the owners are making in their team. And there's a lot of examples of things that the Chargers could improve financially on to make the Chargers a very enticing environment for any NFL player. Of course, I'm showing the VR thing. This is something that I forget who I saw this, and I don't know if it was on Hard Knocks or All or Nothing, but I saw NFL players training in a VR environment. I don't know if that's too expensive, but let me know, guys, in the comments if you remember where I saw that. I was searching for it. I couldn't find it anywhere. But the point of this is that new technology and resources would be at our fingertips with that kind of financial backing. And it makes environments like that, like I said before, very enticing to players. We take a look at the Cowboys training facility. It's absolutely insane. This is like the complete ultimate NFL experience for NFL players, and this could entice players to want to come to the Bolts, maybe over teams like the Rams, who do also have very good financial backing. And that's something that I think is pretty huge. If you come to Los Angeles, you're coming for the weather, you're coming for the experience, because again, the taxes situation in LA is ridiculous. And if you have something like, let's say, a Rams training facility, I don't know if they've built one yet, or a training facility like the Cowboys, with all the bells and whistles and resources and backing, it does make it kind of enticing for players to want to go experience that. And whether that has long-term effects on a team's success, I don't know if that's definitive, but we've seen that in the past too. Let me show you guys an article by Bolt Beat. They actually posted this just before I started recording. They mentioned the situation that the Los Angeles Clippers were in. You guys remember the Clippers for the longest time, again, after moving from San Diego to LA, very similar story there. They were kind of the laughing stock of the NBA for a long time. And then all of a sudden, this man, Steve Ballmer, decides to come in, take over ownership. And then I'll read this statement here. The Clippers are one of the true title contenders in the league, and for the first time in franchise history, don't simply feel like the Lakers' little brother, something the Chargers may feel like with the Los Angeles Rams and the Vegas Raiders. It kind of makes sense, right? It kind of makes sense, because everything kind of starts at the top. This is something Chargers fans post in my videos all the time. They said, oh, I like this team, but we got to get rid of Dean Spanos. Leadership starts from the top, and if that's not working out, it's going to trickle down to everybody else. And in a lot of ways, that's true. Would a new owner, like, let's say, Jeff Bezos, provide enough resources, motivation, decision-making? The richest man in the world didn't become that, by accident, guys. This is a brilliant human being who has said that he wants to be an NFL owner at some point. That kind of leadership, man, that does not grow on trees. And I think that's why, me specifically, I'm so excited for the prospect of this, right? I know Dean has done some good things over the years, but for the most part, it's kind of been things that made me angry. Again, the biggest things, Schottenheimer moving to Los Angeles, stuff like that, not wanting to pay for the new stadium in San Diego. If we had Bezos, there would have been a stadium in San Diego a long time ago. Things like that. But then beyond that, the football operations beyond that, I've never really seen a family-operated football team as a good idea, right? I think you find more limitations in that sort of environment. And to have somebody like Bezos, great person as far as outsourcing, bringing in the right people, brilliant mind, operations, etc. Like, I can't think of a bigger upgrade than Dean Spanos to Jeff Bezos, if that makes sense. Now, finally, before we start wrapping up this video, I want to like ask a really important question, and maybe even just address it. Does this mean that the Chargers are likely to move back to San Diego? I would say at this point, probably not. Okay, I think at this point, it's pretty evident that they're going to stay for at least 20 years. I think that's what their lease is right now in Los Angeles. And then from a financial standpoint, if you can make Los Angeles work, that's one of the biggest sports markets in the entire world. And a guy like Jeff Bezos, business, guru, he's going to understand this. And so the likeliness of him going back to San Diego is probably really low even after that 20-year lease. But still, the biggest question I want to ask in this video, which I am going to reiterate, Chargers fans, maybe guys from San Diego, maybe you guys are watching this video. This is the first video you've watched of me because you haven't been keeping up with the Chargers. Now your interest is a little bit sparked because Dean Spanos, the guy who kind of wronged San Diego, might be on his way out. If you're a San Diego Chargers fan, and you haven't really been following the team because of the events that transpired a couple years ago, would you consider coming back with Dean Spanos on his way out and maybe an owner like Jeff Bezos on his way in? That's probably the biggest question in this video. I want to see how many more fans would come back to the Bolts if it were for Spanos leaving the team. Kind of crazy times we live in, guys. And again, there's not going to be a April Fool's or whatever at the end of this. This is all legitimate. Kind of crazy it's coming out in April 1st. But I want to know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments section. What do you think about this whole situation? It's kind of insane. Did we misinterpret anything? I want to know details. As a unit, we're smarter than just me looking on my computer. Post anything you guys maybe have found. Maybe a clarification on some of the terms that we don't understand in these articles. Maybe we can figure this out and kind of figure out when this could happen, if at all. So guys, if you did enjoy this content, hit us up with a like and sub on your way out. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been The Director. We'll see you next time. And as always, bolt up and stay frosty.